What's happening, guys? Safety Liner C2 here. So this bus right here, this sits on my desk and it's a little coin bank. I mean, I put all my spare change in there and maybe one day I'll buy a bus with some of it. But, you know, ever since I bought this at Spring Fling, I've needed to do some little restoration to it, I guess. You can see that it's kind of scratched up and it's kind of dirty up front and it just needs an overall nice little cleanup. So I figured, you know what, this would make for an interesting video. I did one of these way back when the channel started, but the person who had this before me obviously did some stuff to it, such as put these little marker lights on and put the black right here, but, you know, I just, you know, thought this would be a different video, and, yeah, so let's just go ahead and dive into it. So first thing, we need to take off this, this little price tag. I bought it for 10 bucks, which is maybe a little too much, but you'll never come across these. So once we get this off, I'm also going to remove a little bit of the numbering on there, since it's not all there. We're just going to kind of make it even.
Eventually.
Scratch off the rest of that. Okay, so now that that's all done, we're going to remove a few other things from it as soon as I get this sticker off of me. So up front you can see this is bus 36, obviously, and up front we have half of a 3, half of a 6, and then over here we only have a 3. So we're just going to remove these because as much as I like them, it's just not consistent enough. So just going to try and make it consistent, and we're going to keep this pretty original to the district that it came from, which is Central Dauphin School District in Pennsylvania. And yeah. Alright, so sorry if that video seemed laggy. I don't know what was up, but I'm going to remove this other 3 right here. That was easy. Okay, and now, you probably can't see it, but there's a lot of dust and kind of grime in here. So first we're going to remove the dust, and this is going to be real easy. Got a little bit of compressed air. Just going to just a little bit. Same up front. And then in the rear. Alright, sorry for the ear rape if that caused any. So now we're just going to go through and essentially clean up the bus just a little bit more. More or less doing the same thing, but we're going to do a little bit differently. So in this cup is water, and I've got a Q-tip right here, and we're just going to go through and individually clean each of these windows. And I did one of these last night just to test it out, just see if it would work, which I know it would. And it removes a lot more dirt and stuff than you might think. You can see that it's a little dark right there. So I'm just going to go through. This is a fairly quick process. It's just, you can really see right there just how much. And then we'll just wipe it down. The other end, just kind of dry it up. Alright. And we're just going to do the same thing for each of these windows on this side, right here, right there, and dry it up a little bit. Alright, and then these are this is where a lot of the dust is at, dust and dirt in these windows. Because obviously this has never been cleaned before, and the person, I think I said it before already, but whoever owned it before me obviously did a little bit of work to it. So you probably can't tell, but they are a lot cleaner than what they were already. So just a quick, easy way to get all that out of there. And again, we're just going to dry it up. And these are already looking a whole lot better than it was. Alright, now we're going to do the back side right here, dip it in a little bit of water, and do the same thing right there. a little bit right here. We're going to leave the back numbering on, even though it's a little bit off center. Just going to kind of keep everything kind of original. And its final window. Like I said, you can really see how much stuff is coming off of there. I know it's not going to focus, but it's a good amount of stuff, I'll tell you that. Start from the back, work our way to the front, cleaning up each of these windows. Like I said, it's a time-consuming process, but since this bus is on display, I need it looking a little bit better than it does. All right, Andy, final set, let's just easy on it. All right, and there we go. Okay, so now that that's done, one of the other things I want to do is clean up kind of these scratches. So you can see that there's a lot of scratches up here, and there were a lot of scratches right here, but I cleaned this up last night, again, just to, you know, make sure it looked good and all that. And you can really see, I'll flip it over so you can see just kind of what it looked like. So you can see the yellow in there and just the wear and tear, but just simply taking a Sharpie, we're going to kind of remove some of that. So just a black Sharpie, just it's as simple as going over it a couple times. You can see that this is already cleaning it up. So again, a very, very simple thing, a little bit time consuming. We're going to go down here again. This is already looking better. I know it's not going to be 100% perfect, but alright, so that already looks a whole lot better. We're just going to leave it at that for now, and then I might do some final touches after. But over here as well, you can see that there's a little bit of, just a little bit of scratches, so do the same thing up here. Looks like this Sharpie might be running out too, so let's go ahead and switch Sharpies as well. I've had some of these Sharpies a little too long probably, but alright, there we go, that's much better. You can just see it disappear. Do a little bit more up here. You can see a little bit of yellow right here. Okay, and let's do this back right here. So again, just simply cleaning it up, not a whole lot. Another thing that we're going to do is this person added the black right here and around the door and up here. Now this would be part of the rubber from the door, because most Bluebirds in the 80s had folding doors, so there would be the little rubber sealant right here. So we're just going to do the same thing right here, just kind of touch it up a little bit. There's not a whole lot that I can do. I could remove it if I wanted to, but that's too much work. And you can also see up here that there's a little yellow piece that kind of sticks out a little bit, and this person again put black over it but didn't complete it all the way, so we're just going to touch up on that as well. Again, just a little bit over here. The bus is looking a little more complete now. Alright, so let's go ahead and go around the rub rails on here. So there's a little bit right there. Okay, check out these rub rails on here. Let's see, this person also painted black rub rails on here. You can especially see right here where the Sharpie is. So that'll be kind of touch-up work later, but right here we're gonna get rid of that. Around back over here. Now this whole bottom part is yellow, as you can see. but I don't really care because that's not what we're going to be looking at. So this person also put a little yellow spot right there, which would be the Bluebird logo. We're not going to mess with that either. And there we go. So that's already cleaned up. So like I said, most of this side I already did last night, so not a whole lot to do on the bottom rub rail. But let's go ahead and let's work on the streamer up here. Again, I'm just going to kind of do just a little bit of it and touch up the rest later because this is a larger piece. So what I'm probably going to do with this is take a little bit of painter's tape or whatever I have laying around and just make a solid line or a solid strip right here just to make sure that I'm not getting out of line. And you can see already that it's looking better. And yes, I know that, oh well, you know, having the scratches gives it age and whatnot, but okay. So as you can see, I messed up just a little bit right there. Not a big deal. We're just going to do the same thing I did earlier, just kind of clean it up right here. Just put a little bit of elbow grease into it, and you can see that it has pretty much come off. So yep, that's that. Let's go back to getting a little more Sharpie on here. You can also see that right here this person added another marker light. So just another unique thing about the bus. Now obviously you have to be pretty careful. You have to have kind of a steady hand in order to do this. But it just takes a little bit of patience, and if you have that, then you can pretty much clean it up and essentially restore it to what it looks like when it came out of the box, which is nice. So obviously little bumps like this right here, over here, I don't really want to do because that might, you know, I might accidentally put a big streak right there, or you know, I just want to not look over at it and see every little scratch. So for the most part, this is looking better, and you might be able to tell on camera where the Sharpie's at, but again, just quickly glancing over at it when it is going to be sitting on my desk, you know, it's not going to be something that you really pay attention to. So alright, so from a quick glance, you can obviously tell that up here is just a little Sharpied, especially with that line and that line right there. But like I said, I'll probably put some tape on here and do this a little bit better later. Or it might not because, you know, just, like I said, show you age that I've been using, you know, so just want to clean up just a little bit. So, I'll try to get these up here because I really don't want to, but not too bad. Some work here in the middle needs to be done, but for the purpose of this video, you get the point. So let's go back up front. Now you can see that there's a lot of crap on here. I don't really know what this is. Don't really want to find out either, but let's just clean it up. We're going to use the same little technique we did earlier, just a Q-tip in some water and just wipe it off and see what happens. So now another thing this person did was they painted this grill white, or yellow, and you can see the paint on there and some of the Sharpie that they did that with. So no, it's kind of hard to tell. You might not be able to see the difference very well, but trust me, it is there. So I'm going to actually that we used. Start with this one. Over this side. See what we do here. Now, of course, some of this is going to be a little harder to get off just because, like I said, it's been sitting around and no one ever cleans it except for yours truly. Because these are, you know, harder to come across, so keeping them in good, pristine condition is important, especially as a collector. If you collect anything, really, you should already know that keeping a good-looking collection is important. So just a whole lot of simple stuff. Now the next thing, we're going to go back to the Sharpie. Right around here, you can see this front rub rail, I guess, is just kind of faded away. So, alright, so not the best, but we have to get in there. So that'll do for now. Like I said, I'm going for 100% accuracy. Just clean it up and get that. Alright, and back to the Q-tip again. We're just going to clean up the top a little bit. You can see that there's a little bit of stuff over here and over here from where that sticker was earlier. So again, I could probably take like a washcloth or a tissue or something and just kind of wipe it down, but just because I don't have those handy, you can see the dirt right here that's coming off. Try and get this off, see if we can. Of course, some of this isn't going to come off. You can... Let's see what I should say. Just wipe that off, wipe that down. So, I'm also trying to see what the sticker was. So again, not an extremely noticeable thing, but as a collector, like I said, you want to keep your collection in good condition, and we'll clean the rest of that off after to get everything off of there. But for right now, it's good enough. And so, you can see that the front looks better than it did. I know, like I said, it's not a real noticeable thing, but in person it is. Up here and down here are obviously a whole lot better. Cleaning up the windows definitely helped it as well. And this side is just, you know. So overall, the bus is cleaner, and that's, you know, that's the point of it. Just making it look better than what it did. And like I said, it does need some touch-ups after this for stuff as the Bluebird logo, where these little points right here in the streamer or wherever. But for right now, it'll do. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this different video. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, let me know, and let's see what I can do. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe right down here. It's a magical red button that says you're now subscribed to Safety Liner C2. Make sure you comment up here, down here, over here, or over here. I don't know where they put it, I don't care where they put it. Make sure you also give this video a thumbs up, or you're going to get dirtier than this bus was. And make sure you also share this video with a friend. Show it to your mom, show it to your dad, show it to a guy on a random street. I don't care, don't get raped. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching.